Welcome back to 30 Days of Qoom. This is day 5 with me, Rishi. Today we'll be finishing up navigation, our basic hello, and we'll also implement colors. First off, we want to reopen up our colors. So let me pull up the colors. And yeah, there you go. So here's our color scheme that I want to use. What I can do now from here is copy and paste these hex keys, which I'll show you what we're going to do with it in a second. First thing is I want to address this. First off, I added a few lines of code extra to this. First thing we want is to have the space around, which we already have, and now we want to have a flex wrap. What this does is that if we have reached the end of the line, we want the text to go underneath it and rewrap it. And also, because you see that this looks all cut off, I want to put, instead of height here, min height. Saying, if needed, expand this. Now it looks better. Finally, I also want to add another one here, where in this nav A, I want to put margin 0 space 12 pixel. On a regular page, you will see that this now looks a little bit more centered. Right, so this is how I would want to use it. Okay. Still, our page looks like essentially a hardware store where somebody grabbed a bunch of random paint cans and dumped it upon our website. Instead, we want to have one organized flow or theme. Right, so we're going to have this color text. So I'm going to copy this to the keyboard and go to here, click on, or add another one saying text color or just color, CSS color, space, hashtag representing I want to have a hex, and then the key. So like this. Now whenever it pastes, you can see that all of my text is now slightly blue. Next thing I want to do is have a light background. So this is going to be our light background called Wild Blue Yonder, but just going to call it color. And our light color is going to be the background of this. Okay, so this is going to be which is our nav bar. So this is going to be hashtag and this hex key, which looks like this. And the general theme is we want to have light. So theme 1, theme 2, invert theme 1. So theme 1, theme 2, invert of theme 1, then theme 2 again, theme 1 or invert of theme 1, theme 2, and finally theme 1 again. So always alternating, except for if you want to invert a couple, you can invert them. So we're going to put, that's our first color is going to be this one, this blue yonder, and my second one is going to be cool gray. Which is going to be our header. So our header is going to be given a background color of hashtag with this key, which looks like this. Now if I decide that I don't really like how this color scheme looks a little bit too dark on this, I can always go back into here, copy this key instead, which looks very similar. It's a little bit lighter version of that, and we can simply go into styles again and change the here. And so instead of this, we can move this first, and instead of this nav, instead of the text color here, I want to change it to this one instead. We can try it out, see how it looks. If we like it, we can keep it. If we think that the other one is slightly better, we can simply undo it and you can see that there's a very slight difference, not too much, but it is definitely noticeable. I like this color scheme better, so I'm going to keep this one. Now, I am going to go ahead and, for my goal, I want to have an inverted of my first color theme, which is the about me, which is going to be background color of this, which makes it entirely blue so you can't see anything. And then I want the color of the text, instead of blue, to be rather the navigation background color, so this color. Hashtag and then this. Now you can see that this stands out on this, and you can still see it perfectly fine. Right, so now if I open this up in a new tab, it looks really nice. All good. I also want to quickly style this to text align left, and I'll explain why I do this. I have noticed that when doing this, you have, in general, it looks a little bit better to have this text over here on the left. However, our my goal has shifted. So I'm going to move this text align left from here and do the same thing which I did here with this A, and do hashtag about me referencing this section, and then put P this time, which is our paragraph, and hit text align left. Give a second to reload, and then reload this page. That doesn't seem to have worked. Let's see what is our problem. In case it doesn't work, you always want to just debug. So edit a new tab. In the about me, I have a P. Okay. So this P also has inside of it a UL, which is an unordered list, a bunch of list elements, and A. And that is why it is not changing, because there is no actual text for it to shift. So what we can do instead is, quite simply, we can put this line back into here, and in our H2 over here, we can switch this to text align center. Now if I reload this page, you can see that we have this centered and this to our left, which looks, in my opinion, pretty good. Okay, and what I also want to do, so now that we have finished up to this, we want to have, in our product section, which is this one, we want to go back to having this color. So we want to use this header color, hashtag with the color. Same thing with the contact us, we want to have the same color. So now it's been updated, and we want this one to have this color instead. So we'll have this color, and at the bottom that gray isn't looking too great, so we'll switch this to a light gray or a different color. I think light gray will look just fine with this. Yes, it'll look fine. And we also want to make sure that there is no white space on the edges. So what I will do is I will get this width tag here, and I will put it on each one. And now you can see there is no white space anywhere. And reload this page, and there is no white space anywhere. Perfect. Obviously there is a little bit of white space if you scroll down, but that is because we haven't set a background. So what I will do to fix this is simply go up here, set a general background color. So if we are scrolling too far up or down, I want the background color to be set to light gray, same as this footer. And if I were to reload this page, and if I scroll down, you can see that it's all gray. If you scroll up, it's gray, but that is fine. And it's really bugsy. What you can do, you can simply change this nav bar here and make this instead to light gray, which looks also fine in my eyes. So I can leave it light gray and it'll be even, but I think I will switch it back to this color. Yes. So now we have a fully fleshed website. Now, before we finish, what I want to do is I want to fix these. Yeah, so I want to change this link text color, so color again. And actually, don't even need this. I can change this black here, or just entirely get rid of this first. That'll, okay. Now, if I put a new color tag here, copying this exact text into here, you will see that it'll change our text to this color, which looks great. But now I can't tell, it's like I couldn't tell you that it's a link that you can tap on, because just by looking at it, it just looks to me like a regular text until you hover it, and then you see that it has the clickable status, right? But to make this a little bit more obvious, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another one, do nav representing the whole thing, A representing the links, colon, hover. What colon hover says is that I want to only reference whenever my mouse is hovering over any of these. I only want to call this style. And in this style, I'm going to have another color for the time being 000. This is white or black. This is black, right? So now if I hover, you see that the color changes to black of this text, which looks nice. But I want to make it something a little bit better, like this this nice bright one, so as you can see a little bit clearer. Which is why I have this asparagus here. I'll copy this text, go to here, remove these 3 digits, put it into 6, let it reload, and you can see now that this looks like this. If you don't like how this looks too much, we can switch out this asparagus color for something else, like something a little bit darker, but not necessarily worse. So auburn, let's see how this one looks. You want to choose a color that contrasted very well. So green wasn't the best choice because blue and green go hand in hand, whereas red and blue contrast. So now you see it looks a lot clearer what you're hovering over. And if I were to reload this page, you can see this looks very clear as to what I am hovering. And when you tap on something, it goes to that section. My apps will go to my apps, about me to my goal, support me, and contact us. Thank you for sticking with me through day 4. See you tomorrow.